Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So today is Nityananda Ram's appearance day.
Jai.
I think it's the most auspicious day. Without Nityananda, where the world will be. He's most fired up to spread the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I first want to start from the chapter Glories of Nityananda. What is his position? It's always good to hear that part of Nityananda, and then I want to discuss little touch Jada and Madai pastime, very significant, and then also Nitai Padikamalam song. So much is there to discuss on Nityananda, it's unlimited. If you get a drop of the madness of Nityananda, a drop, would be very good. We can try to understand what is his mood, why he acts like he acts, why he did what he did. And it's very essential for the Hare Krishna mood. So I just start reading the chapter. This chapter is chiefly devoted to describing the essential nature and glories of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Sri Krishna is the absolute personality of Godhead, and his first expansion in a form for pastimes is Sri Balaram. Beyond the limitation of this material world is the spiritual sky, Paravyona, which has many spiritual planets, the supreme of which is called Krishna Loka. Krishna Loka, the abode of Krishna, has three divisions which are known as Dwarka, Mathura and Gokul. In that abode, the personality of Godhead expands himself into four plenary portions: Krishna, Balaram, Pradyumna, the transcendental Cupid, and Aniruddha. They are known as the original quadruple forms. In Krishna Loka, there is a transcendental place known as Svetadika, or Vrindavan. Below Krishna Loka, in the spiritual sky, are the Vaikuntha planets. On each Vaikuntha planet, a four-handed Narayana expanded from the first quadruple manifestation is present. The personality of Godhead known as Sri Balaram in Krishna Loka is the original Sankarshan, attracting deity. Sankarshan, Sankarsh means attracting. And from this Sankarshan expands another Sankarshan called Mahasankarshan, who resides in one of the Vaikuntha planets. By his internal potency, Mahasankarshan maintains the transcendental existence of all the planets in the spiritual sky. It's all connecting to Nityananda Prabhu. Where all the living beings are eternally liberated souls, the influence of the material energy is conspicuous there by its total absence. On those planets, the second quadruple manifestation is present. Outside of the Vaikuntha planets is the impersonal manifestation of Sri Krishna, which is known as the Brahmalok. On the other side of the Brahmalok is the spiritual Karuna Samudra, or causal ocean. The material energy exists on the other side of the causal ocean, without touching it. causal ocean is Mahavishnu, the original Purusha expansion from Sankarshan. This Mahavishnu places his glance over material energy. And by reflection of his transcendental body, he amalgamates himself within the material elements. By a reflection of his transcendental body, he amalgamates himself within the material elements. Very subtle. As the source of the material elements, the material energy is known as pradhan. And as the source of the manifestations of the material energy, it is known as maya. But material nature is inert in that she has no independent power to do anything. Darwin theory destroyed to pieces. Simple. She is empowered to make the cosmic manifestation by the glance of Mahavishnu. Therefore, the material energy is not the original cause of the material manifestation. Rather, the transcendental glance of Mahavishnu over the material nature produces that cosmic manifestation. Envious rascals who doesn't want to accept this. All their hopes for a good life, hopes for liberation, for a good knowledge, destroyed. That's why Nityananda becomes so mad. To remove that ignorance, the bliss of Harina. Fools! Come on! Now, stop all this nonsense. Don't you see the beauty of Chaitanya? The life, Chaitanya means life. Without Chaitanya is dead matter. Darwin theory is the power to make everything dead. Is the instrument to make everything dead. Everything is matter. Jada. Matter in Sanskrit means jada. That which does not move. And that's what they want. The demons. You don't move. Only your mind already move. But Nityananda said, only your Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already move. One time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, now I want you all to go out. Get out from this small place. Go out. And give all this mercy of the Harinam. And tell everybody, if they don't take, I will personally destroy them with my Sudarshan chakra. And the devotees, Jai, that's good. Let's go. Now that is the mood of the Hare Krishna mood. And nothing less. And if you don't understand it, you are not yet in the Hare Krishna mood. You are living on the outside. You're just joining some movement, officially putting some dress, something on your head, but you never understood nothing. But it's a very intense movement. It's always scratch on you until you understand it, until you catch it. It will hunt you. Once you step in, you cannot go out. It will keep hunting you. But this is Nityananda. He's charging everybody. This Jagai and Madai. These Jagai and Madai, we are all from the Jagai and Madai Sampradaya. Directly related or a little bit distant family members. But so we are right? Full of material concepts, enjoying too much. As we absorb in the bodily concept, the more we are absorbed in the bodily concept, the less we understand about Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the more we come out of the bodily concept, you become alive. You become very much alive, full of energy, life, right? Chaitanya, and also energy. Life energy. And as long as we are contaminated by the Darwin theory, direct theory, we become dull. Such a sticky, crazy theory. And everybody it's so subtle, you can play with the words. Inside the atom, something inside, something very deep inside, you cannot see it, but that somewhere or other it starts, and then you make theory, and everybody can fool everybody, because smaller and the smaller, bigger and the biggest Krishna. You cannot just, with your smart brain, understand the perfect truth, true knowledge. You have to have that seed of humility. Unless that comes, the brain will not function on a higher level. So that's what Nityananda Prabhu wants to do, sparking this total humility towards Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And not by too much philosophy, because people like to argue and then you extend. You just throw the thunderbolt of the holy name in the heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And something will happen in that heart of that person, like with Jagannath. He doesn't know. Suddenly he starts to think something different. And you can see that's what's going on in the world. So many new ideas are coming up we never saw for hundreds of years. But some sense towards a higher spiritual understanding. It starts first impersonal. Detachment is first impersonal. Right? Step away from everything. So also the personal concept. Just please, step away. That's the first impersonal thinker. That's why the Buddhism is important. It's now so popular. But finally they get stuck up also. No? You have to come to this personal spiritual right. And that is very much exemplified by the interactions of Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are so many. They are not boring people. The followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are not exactly called boring, stereotype people. They are quite colorful personalities, each of them separately, different personalities. But Nityananda Prabhu is the king of special personality. Avadut, you cannot stick any specific character on him. He jumps out of it. So you have to, why he's doing that, you have to start thinking deeper. What's it about? And it's all about pure love for Krishna, Chaitanya. And that we have to reach. We have to reach that. We have to very much connect with Nityananda. Now, we'll discuss this a little bit later. What's inside that sound type Parikamana? Only the last 2-3 years I said, what's written there? It's such an ultimatum sound, It's living or dying. But it's quite interesting. But let's first read down a little bit. Mahavishnu again enters every universe as the reservoir of all living entities. Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, from Garbhodakasaya Vishnu expands Kshirodakasaya Vishnu, the super soul of every living entity. So this is also Nityananda. He is the super soul in the heart. Garbhodakasaya Vishnu also has his own Vaikuntha planet in every universe, where he lives as a super soul or supreme controller of the universe. Garbhodakasaya Vishnu reclines in the midst of the watery portion of the universe and generates the first living creature of the universe, Brahma. The imaginary universal form is a partial manifestation of Garbhodakasaya Vishnu. In the Vaikuntha planet, in every universe is an ocean of milk. Within that ocean is an island called Svetavik, where Lord Vishnu lives. Therefore this chapter describes two Svetadevas, one in the abode of Krishna and the other in the ocean of milk in every universe. The Svetadeva in the abode of Krishna is identical with Vrindavan Dham, which is the place where Krishna appears himself to display his loving pastimes. In the Svetadeva within every universe is a Sesha form of Godhead who serves Vishnu by assuming the form of his umbrella, slippers, coach, pillows, garments, residence, sacred thread, throne, and so on. Lord Balaram in Krishna Lok is Nityananda Prabhu. Therefore, Nityananda Prabhu is the original Sankarshan and Maha Sankarshan and his expansions as the Purusha in the universes and plenary expansions of Nityananda are plenary expansions of Nityananda Prabhu. In this chapter, the author has described the history of his leaving home for a personal pilgrimage to Vrindavan and his achieving all success there. In this description, it is revealed that the author's original paternal home and birthplace were in the district of Katwa, in the village of Jamatapur, which is near Naihati. Krishnadas Kaviraj's brother invited Sri Amita Krsna Ramdas, a great devotee of Lord Nityananda, to his home. But the priest named Gunarnava Mishra did not receive him well. And Krishnadas Kaviraj was from his brother, not recognizing the glories of Lord Nityananda, also took sides with the priest. Therefore Ramdas became sorry. He broke his flute and went away. This was a great disaster for the brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. But on that very night, Lord Nityananda Prabhu himself graced Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in a dream and ordered him to leave on the next day for Vrindavan. Yes, some were criticizing Nityananda Prabhu. He's showing battlement. He's taking an ounce and he's doing all these things. So, this is not a standard for an ounce. And he's wearing these strange dresses sometimes. And he's laughing too much. So, I don't think he's genuine. So why all these things has to happen? So Nityananda places three that you go deeper into the essence of what is this mood of loving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, without compromising. That's quite interesting. Sometimes we are so focused only on the rules and regulations, and we forget to see the person. Or the mood of the person. That requires a subtle consciousness, and that will not come easy. But that is being trained up by Nityananda Prabhu. Very much. Let me offer my obeisance to Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. It's not easy to understand Nityananda Prabhu because interesting point. Even we are in the Madhvacharya Sampradaya, right? Gauriya, Brahma, Madhva Sampradaya. But many of the Madhvacharya followers don't accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna. In fact, many think we are Mayavadis. What is this? You make a bhakti into God. That is exactly what the Mayavadis are doing. So this Gauriya Vaishnavism is bogus. Big apparat. You it's not easy to understand, in one sense. So why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu? Also, they never wanted to admit that they are the Supreme Lord, specifically. Prabhupada writes in the purport, say, if they would have displayed their unlimited potency as the Lord, then the monists and the self-worshippers, they would even have become more enthusiastic. And you see, it's like, but actually it's God, so I understand. It's already going on, it will be increased. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he absolutely refused to accept that he is God. To teach those who want to practice bhakti, they should be totally in this service mood. And to glorify the devotee more than the Lord. That's why all the religions who are too much talking on God, but not on the devotee, they will lose their strength. That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur also predicted, that all the established, powerful Kali Yuga religions, they will disappear. It's all just politics finally. With God or without God, you can make politics, to establish your own power. No problem. Christian tradition is a first-class example of that. I'm stunned. I'm doing a lot of research on the history. I'm stunned how they could play the trick. So, but you have to emphasize the devotee life. That's why Advaita Acharya, when he analyzed the situation of Kali Yuga, he says, no great preacher can handle these Kali Yuga people towards pure bhakti. They are too tough, these guys. They always find some trick in the mind to escape this total surrender. Or they have some motive, either mukti or bhukti, liberation. Okay. Get off my back, let me peaceful, don't talk to me, let me be in my corner. Or bhukti, give me God, give me more and God. These both are witches. But in this, most of them keep sticking. So only when you come yourself. That's why we can understand these strong statements that only this Hare Krishna movement, Chaitanya, can handle the Kali Yuga. Because it totally emphasizes the devotee life. And then the science of devotion. That's why it's so good to have your book Bhakti Rasa Amrita. Bhakti, not only Bhakti, Bhakti Rasa Amrita, Sindhu. How much you want to explain the brilliancy of the concepts, Not only Bhakti, it's Bhakti Rasa. Rasa means a lot of taste. If you don't have the taste, that means we don't understand Krishna consciousness much. Only theoretically, in the head, but not here. Here is dead. Rasa, there is so much rasa in this. And then Amrit, the nectar. If you don't understand the word rasa, then you take the next word, Amrit, nectar. And if you don't understand, you take milk with honey and you drink it. And then you try to understand what is Amrit. And if you don't understand that, you take the next word, Sindhu, ocean. It's not a little drop, it's so much ocean. And that is what Nityananda Prabhu is giving. And if you don't want to take that, you're the biggest fool ever in the existence of humanity. History of the world. But how you take that mercy? You have to please Nityananda Prabhu. And what I understand is you have to just share it as much as possible out. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, now it's time to go out. Give it out. Why? If something is good, why should you keep it for yourself? Give it out. Don't be nice. And who was first in the row? Nityananda. Very good. But he was very brilliant. He's not just making an ordinary preaching plan. He said, wait a minute. I want to glorify my Lord. I want to show to the people, to the world, who is Gauranga. And they should take it. They should never misunderstand. And they should understand the power of the holy name, which is being given by Gauranga. So, Haridas, how are we going to do that? Let's sit together and brainstorm something. How are we going to, in the most effective way, how are we going to preach the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Yeah, we can go around knocking the doors and here and there, but we have to do the best, the most effective way. And then they go around, and then finally they can say, yeah, I have the best idea. So if we now not just go to ordinary people, but those who are most degraded, and then we can change them towards pure devotees. Then there is no doubt that everybody has to admit that the power of the holy name is unlimited, and that the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is without compare. I say there is no one more merciful of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda, that's always coming back. And there are many who claim, the most merciful. Some say Jesus Christ is the most merciful. Some say, but finally we have to see by the result what's happening in the hearts of the people. So then we know the story of Jagai and Madai, that they were totally, in the beginning they create some trouble, that's natural. If you want to break a wall, you have to hit and take some confrontation. But then the power of Nityananda is so big. Nobody expected that. Everybody said, don't go to this guy, they're hopeless fellows. They kill everybody, murder, illicit sex, drunkards. So they are so stuck in materialism that their heart are totally blocked out into materialism to the highest degree, so forget about it. Say, no, just these fellows. Yeah. So, the most fallen get the first mercies. Now, all the great acharyas, they pray, no, I am the most fallen. Now, that is nothing to be imitating, but I learned something from that we, unless we feel that just pumped up. Nice, good day. Came here so much. Unless we feel very fallen, it's very difficult to get the full mercy of Nityananda. But of course, after some time in Krishna consciousness, we get more and more qualities. So how we can combine these two? That means, even when more and more good qualities come out, we should be conscious that it's being given to us, not that because we had these qualities. It's because it is being given to us, which is not belongs to us. It is being given to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in that mood, we became more and more a good instrument in the hands of Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu become really attracted. Humility is a very beautiful quality, and pride is a boring quality.